Cave diving feels entertaining and full of adventure, but sometimes it can turn into a horrifying disaster. Today in this video, we will cover the two major cave diving incidents. When 18-year-old Linnea Mills embarked on a training dive at MacDonald Lake, she was full of anticipation, ready to enhance her skills in the challenging conditions of cold water and high altitude. The plan was straightforward, a routine dive to refine her abilities. However, as the light faded and temperatures dropped, an unexpected series of errors turned the dive into a nightmare. This is the tragic story of Linnea Mills's fatal dive at MacDonald Lake on November 1st, 2020. MacDonald Lake, the largest in Glacier National Park, spans approximately 10 miles in length and over a mile in width, reaching depths of nearly 500 feet. Located at 3,153 feet elevation, it presents unique challenges for divers, including high-altitude effects and extremely cold water temperatures, which can drop near freezing, especially in November. These conditions can lead to rapid hypothermia if divers are inadequately protected. Linnea, who had previously dived in the warm waters of Australia's Great Barrier Reef, was passionate about marine biology and sought to expand her diving experience by enrolling in the Party Advanced course at Gold Dive, a local dive school. This dive was meant to be a step forward in her training, exposing her to the complexities of cold and high-altitude diving. Despite her enthusiasm, Linnea lacked prior experience in such harsh conditions. Linnea's dry suit, crucial for maintaining warmth by insulating against cold water, was missing a key component: an inflator hose. This hose allows divers to add air to the suit as they dive deeper, preventing the suit from compressing against the body due to water pressure. Neither Linnea nor her instructors noticed its absence. The dive group, led by instructor Davey Snow and including trainees Bob Henry and 14-year-old E.G., began their descent as daylight waned and temperatures fell below freezing. The dive site's conditions were challenging, but the group proceeded despite these risks. Linnea had recently acquired the second-hand dry suit, which, along with improper weight distribution, 44 pounds of lead in the suit instead of using a quick-release weight belt, complicated buoyancy control and safety. As they entered the water around 5 p.m., the lack of preparation became evident. Instructor Snow rapidly descended Linnea and E.G. to 5 meters, causing discomfort for E.G., who then returned to the surface. Instructor Snow did not recognize Linnea's distress as her dry suit lost air, leading to severe pressure and cold water pressing against her body, impairing her ability to breathe and move. At 18 meters, the increased pressure exacerbated the suit's compression, making it even more difficult for Linnea to maintain buoyancy. Despite her attempts to use her buoyancy control vest, it was insufficient. She became stranded on an underwater ledge, signaling for help. Snow, focused on other students, did not notice Linnea's plight. Gentry, who had noticed Linnea's desperate situation, swam to assist, but could not prevent her from sinking rapidly. Gentry reached Linnea at 26 meters, but struggled to help her due to the suit's tight compression and the diminishing air supply. As he descended further, he faced a dire choice: continue the rescue attempt or risk his own life. He made a rapid ascent to the surface, a dangerous maneuver that risks decompression sickness. On the surface, Snow remained unaware of the critical situation. When Gentry surfaced and alerted her, Snow conducted a brief search but could not locate Linnea due to dwindling light and worsening conditions. A second dive eventually located Linnea's body at 39 meters. The incident underscored the severe risks of diving under challenging conditions and highlighted the need for thorough equipment checks and proper training. Linnea's family, devastated by their loss, filed a $12 million negligence lawsuit against Gold Dive and its instructors. The suit claimed gross negligence in preparation and supervision, pointing to failures such as inadequate equipment checks and insufficient training. While federal investigators declined to pursue criminal charges, citing insufficient evidence of criminal culpability, the Mills family continued to advocate for improved safety standards in the diving industry. They hoped Linnea's story would prompt dive schools and agencies to prioritize rigorous safety protocols and training. Linnea Mills's tragic death serves as a poignant reminder of the critical need for proper equipment management and oversight in high-risk activities. Her memory remains a powerful call for enhanced safety measures in the diving community.
Amy's life was going great, but little did she know that in the next 5 minutes, her whole life was about to change. She was going to be trapped in a place where no one could rescue her, surrounded by darkness as if she were in the underworld, and in just a few minutes, she would be seen struggling for her life. Yes, such is the story of Amy Maria. She experienced something that no one would ever want to get caught in. Amy loved adventure and trying new things, so she called her friend Aljan, who was a diving expert and trainer. Amy told him she wanted to learn diving, so they selected a big cave located in Mexico, and Amy's training began for this very thing. They headed here after the training, and Amy convinced her friend to let her lead the dive so he could video her while she was in the lead. Amy was going to make a major error with this. Her friend agreed to stay above 40 feet and to finish the cave experience in a straightforward manner, but they had no idea that this story would cause a national scandal. They began diving at 11:02 on the appointed day, with Amy leading the dive as per the agreement. They had a great time exploring and seeing new things below as they swam for 25 minutes. When Amy's buddy revealed to her a natural light source, they both celebrated because they had accomplished a significant goal. The diver made sure they stayed over the danger mark of 40 feet by first checking the air pressure. The diver gave Amy the all clear after verifying, but Amy had no idea that this would eventually result in a large red stop sign in her life. They moved forward and saw 2 new paths, one used by tourists and one avoided by everyone due to danger. Amy, without fear, started down this path. Ahead, they saw something that made them go crazy. There was a natural sight that neither of them had seen before, and Amy wanted to record this moment. Her friend did just that, but they had to turn off their lights to capture the natural light in their photos and videos. Amy liked the recorded videos a lot and was happy. They began to move forward again, but her friend forgot to turn the lights back on, and they continued swimming. Amy saw 2 paths ahead, both leading into caves. She had no prior experience, so she didn't know which way to go. She tried to turn back, but couldn't see anything. In the cave, they couldn't speak, so her friend didn't understand why Amy was doing this. If he had known, he would have led her, but Amy chose left instead of right and moved forward. When she looked back, she couldn't see anything, and the story took a dark turn. There was no light in the cave, so even after turning on her lights, Amy could only see a little ahead. She suspected something but then smiled, thinking her friend was with her. But nothing like that happened. Amy started turning her light on and off, signaling for her friend to see her. But even after swimming around for a while, her friend couldn't find her. He turned off the camera, turned on his lights, and realized Amy wasn't with him. They had been together just a few minutes ago, so what happened? This thought made her friend anxious. Soon, he became active and started looking for Amy, thinking if she panicked or got scared, it would be a problem. Andrew waited and searched for 3 minutes but couldn't find her due to the darkness. He believed she had gone ahead and come out to show that she could dive alone. He moved forward, removing the markings, which turned out to be his biggest mistake. When Andrew reached the finish point and didn't find Amy there, he started to panic. On the other side, Amy, trapped in the darkness, was blinking her light, thinking her friend would come to save her. She got scared but then calmed herself, thinking her friend, a perfect and special diver, would come and save her. This was Amy's last hope. On the other side, Andrew thought of bringing Amy back but realized his oxygen tank was empty. This was the biggest danger. If Amy's oxygen tank ran out, she would die in the cave. Andrew went far to get a new tank and returned to the cave after a couple of hours. He thought he could save Amy alone. By then, it was 2:05, and according to Andrew's experience, the oxygen tank would be empty by then. Despite thinking this, Andrew moved forward to find Amy, believing she wouldn't give up so easily. 13 minutes into his swim, Andrew noticed something floating. It was, in fact, Amy's body. It was her buddy who recognized Amy's body. When he realized Amy was holding the air pipe in the water instead of in her mouth, he lost it. Though he was wrong, Andrew believed he might still help Amy. Amy's life ended with this. He did everything he could to help her breathe, even putting his pipe in her mouth and blowing air into it, but it was too late. He managed to raise Amy's dead body after another 15 minutes of swimming and discovered she had not survived. He called into the police, heartbroken. When the authorities arrived, they seized Amy's body and gave it to her relatives. Following this, the government made numerous modifications to this cave and issued warnings to divers to keep out of such situations going forward. Our channel has a lot of these stories. You can look them up and subscribe. Thank you.